if that's the figure, but they're not paying, for example, £1,200 for you to find that on Rightmove, but they're paying for the whole service.
The whole service.
What you're bringing to the table that they maybe physically can't bring to the table.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
It's funny, as you say this, John, like, I always find when there's, and again, I'm not coarse bashing when I do this because everyone's going to learn when you start out, but you always see stuff on Facebook, this is a magic treat, or I get the emails from Simon Zucci, this is a top secret to find the best deal, and a lot of the time it might just be on Rightmove, it might just be in an estate agent's window, it might just be an auction house, and I think everyone's looking for that magic pill, but I think it's more of you've just got to work hard and keep doing the numbers and keep looking at the deals, and that's how you find your winning deal, not necessarily hoping it'll fall in your lap from this secret platform that no one's ever heard of and they're building for to you.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And like I say, what a lot of people got to realise that you can't become an overnight success, and that's the issue, because it takes years and years and years. So let's say from March 16 for the first 12 months, we were trying to get social media going, we weren't really known. Yes, we've got a letting agency, we've got a lot of boards going out, so you're getting known in Stoke-on-Trent. But if your investors are in Stoke-on-Trent, you need to get to the wider audience. And like I say, it started in 09 at my own home, 2012 the first buy-to-let. So even from 2012 to 4 years, there's in the background, working hard, grinding away, trying to understand what I do. It's a long process, but you will get there, and that's the problem, people. It's not overnight.
Sorry, me and Ross are talking over each other, sharing over one microphone. So I mean, which is leads us perfectly. We were just talking before we got here about what are, people are in a rush, aren't they? Everyone seems to be in a rush to quit their job. Everyone uses this analogy, JOB, you hate your Sundays, want to quit your job. So everything's a huge rush.
Yeah.
But then people pluck these financial figures out of the air, which make it even more difficult to get to a financial freedom point of view. So we were chatting about it, and I'd love you to explain some more here, John, in terms of, the bit about, we look back and it's quite quick, we look forward, it's quite long. What are your financial numbers? Breaking it down like you said to us at the beginning. If you could just explain that for us listeners.
Well, okay, yeah, so this is definitely a good point, and it's good for everyone listening to take this on board as well. I meet a lot of people from around the world, London especially, and it seems to be that the magic numbers are probably similar to each county or city you're in. So let's just take, for example, in London, a lot of people want to earn £10,000 a month. And when I sit down and ask them why, who, how, etc., they don't really understand why they want that. So it's about like getting down, digging into the numbers and going, right, okay, what numbers do you need if you lose your job tomorrow morning? So take away your high phone contract, take away your posh cars, take away everything. What is the number that you need to make you okay? You're not going to lose your house, and you're okay, and your family can eat and drink. So, quite a few people from 10 grand, they can scale that back to 2,400. That is a comfortable number for them. They're an okay number. That's an okay number. It's okay setting a far stretch number. That's great for goals and vision. But scale your numbers right back to your sort of nominal amount. What do you need to pay your bills basically and eat? And then look forward, and as you said, Justin, we spoke this morning, and it comes down to, we work out, it's a good question to ask everyone, work out basically when you left school. And for myself, let's just say 15 years ago, it seems like yesterday. Everybody says it seems like yesterday, right? So then, if you want to be financially free, and I say 3 to 5 years, most people tell me, it's miles away. But just think what you just said. It seems like yesterday. 15 years ago, it was like yesterday. So 3 years is only a couple of days away, right?
Yeah, I'm sat here smiling because it's so bang on, and perspective's everything. Obviously, we've spoken about this in the past. Social media's a blessing and a curse. You see, everyone's always doing better than you think you are, and all that sort of bits and pieces. But like you say, if you put 12 months of solid foundations, you might not buy a deal, you might not do anything that first 12 months, you might just do social media, you might meet people, you might network. That next year might be your first deal, and you concentrate on that. And before you know it, it snowballs.
Yes.
And it's really interesting, because we're going to go on to what you're up to now, John, and what's going on, is that even just your pipeline as it is it's almost like it's gently growing from that first effectively buy-to-let with your sister in 2012 to going full-time in 2016 to then, this next 18 months of your life and your professional career in property. it's not an overnight success. But yeah, there'll be a lot of people that have seen you on social media because you're becoming more and more prominent, and more people asking questions. You've got a lot of free content out there, which is fantastic. But people will be like, oh, he's done it overnight.
Yeah.
They don't realise that for years and years and years, you've slogged away, probably had some sleepless nights, worried about X, Y, Z and getting stuff in for deals. And yet, people, like I say, I was at school 15 years ago. Oh, it was no time ago.
Exactly, yeah.
It's unbelievable.
And one thing to jump in there, Simon, but and I was in that same situation. So when I started the VRP, I mean, I've already got property already, but the VRP, it was about month 5, and I was starting to kick myself. Why is this happening? Why me? I was in self-pity. I was getting fed up, to be honest with you. And I was getting back to mentorship, and I'm like, I'm at North, so Stoke doesn't work. So I'm moving to North Wales. Do you know why North Wales? I thought such a nice town that might work, right? So I was starting to drive to North Wales, 2.5 hours for uni. How crazy. But, so then I was going there for 2 or 3 months going, oh, but why me? So North Wales is no good either, there's no deals. And then I went to see my mentor and I said, just chill out, things are happening, I'm watching what you're doing, build your social presence into work. And just after month 7, I got that first deal. So then it brought myself more, I trusted myself more, I had more belief in myself. And that's the problem. I was getting to a point where people say, is that old thing about their sort of a miner, they dig with the gold or diamonds, and they go, I've had enough turnaround, so the next guy comes in, so it does one axe, it's there.
Yeah.
How close are you to your success or getting over that hill?
Yeah, 100%. I think you're absolutely bang on. And just building those foundations, I think when you look back retrospectively, like, I'm glad I did that work, I'm glad I did that networking, I'm glad I met those people, because, and again, we've done a pod on this, that network is really important. You know, it's like, it's not necessarily just your investors, it's who you've met, your builders, your tradies, your estate agents. You know, I can bring Sharon from down the road, you know, she's from who I met a year ago. You know, if you hadn't been doing it, she wouldn't have known.
Exactly.
So, on to what you're up to. So we've got a nightclub in Stoke and a gay bar in Stoke. Do you want to just chat us through those 2 projects? And I know Ross has got a few questions in between all of this.
Okay, great. So, yeah, so just before you said the nightclub and gay bar, I was going to say that I'm on the beach with cocktail, but I can't say that. But yes, I've got about 6 projects on at the moment, and they do range from client projects. There's 4 houses in a row that are just getting renovated to 8 flats. They're already 8 flats, that's for 1 project. I've got a Victorian terrace house to 6-bed or 1 suite, and going to the big project you just said, or a nightclub and a gay bar. So these are co-owned by myself. It's a nightclub. We went through planning, the ups and downs, we can probably talk about that as well. But this was purchased for 260k. It's in Stoke-on-Trent, in Stoke Town Centre. We are spending £550,000 renovation. It's already been pre-valued at 1.1 million. That's on the nightclub.
Sounds fantastic. And what is that nightclub going to be? What you're splitting that down into?
Okay, yeah, so it's been split down to a multiple of units, probably mixed use. There's going to be a 7-bed HMO, an 11-bed HMO, 2 self-contained studios and 2 self-contained 1-bed flats. And we've done a bit of a mixed use because so we can sort of spread the risk. We could possibly do service accommodation on the back because it's quite an up-and-coming area, but at the moment we haven't set for that. It's just a nice single let. Cash comes in every month. It might be a single person there or an elderly person who just wants a home. And we've carved the HMOs in half for sort of risk mitigation as well. If we ever need to sell one, we can. If we get students in one and workers in the other, we also can.
And you mentioned a couple of problems with planning. It's always interesting to know. I know, the commercial to resi sort of model is, people are really interested in it, and there is lots of commercial units that do need renovating. I think it's going to be a huge thing for the next few years as the sort of high street declines. Yeah. So what were your, I don't know, you've probably got hundreds, but let's say your 2 main challenges that were in the planning?
Right, okay, yeah, so I think that we got this offer. It came basically in between Christmas. We drove past and we saw that guy putting the board up. So what I done is rung the agent straight away and said, "Hi mate, what's going on? You're selling this property." He's like, "How do you know it's not even online?" He said, "Well, because I've seen your guy start putting the board up." So that might be right place, right time, right? So before it went online, I'd been there, stacked it, viewed it, and already got the offer accepted. 2 days later, it went off to the market. So I already got it through. Yeah. So the problem started there. So when we go through planning, you got to think it's a nightclub. It's not under PD, so you can't get the easy route. Yeah. It's in a conservation area, so that's a bit harder. Yeah. And it's in a flood zone 3. So you're like,
You pick them then.
Oh yeah. And for me, I don't know why, but I sort of like problems, I think.
Yeah.
Because it helps. But yeah, so that was the problem. You got someone that goes through full planning, you got someone that conservation team that and then so straight away you go through planning, you've got a long process. The issue is with full planning, you don't realise how long it's going to take. This took 18 months to get planning and 2 lots of plans.
Right.
So it came through planning. They said, what you can either do is take that out of planning and get another free go. But for me, I never take the easy route. And what I said is no. I said, if you're going to refuse me, go ahead and refuse me, and I'll pay again.
Yeah.
And the reason being is, this is a learning as well, that if they're going to refuse you, they have to tell you why.
Right.
If you're going to pull that from planning,
They don't have to tell you.
they don't have to tell you. So you're back to square one. I prefer to get refused, pay planning again, at least you can work on them points.
Yeah.